Welcome to Making Sense of SNAP25. My name is Chiara Klöckner. I'm a medical student and doctoral candidate at the Leipzig Institute of Human Genetics. Together with my colleague Konrad Platzer, I've been studying SNAP25 for the past few months, and we've written a first comprehensive description of the genetic disorder that variants in SNAP25 can cause. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what exactly we found out. So your child underwent genetic testing and has a de novo variant in SNAP25. And now you're probably wondering what this means. So I'm first going to tell you some information on genetic variants and what de novo means. And afterwards we are taking a closer look at SNAP25 and what symptoms variants in this gene can cause. What is a genetic variant? The human DNA contains the construction plan for every single component of the body. This construction plan consists of 3 billion letters that we geneticists call base pairs. Sometimes one single base pair changes by chance, and this can change the construction plan and thus the component it encodes for, that we call protein. Every single one of us has thousands of genetic variants that differ from a reference DNA. Most of those variants don't cause any symptoms. However, some variants that cause symptoms are de novo variants. What does de novo mean? De novo means that the variant newly arose by chance in the child and is not inherited from mother or father. De novo variants usually arise in a germ cell, so in an egg cell or a sperm cell, of one of the parents by chance. Every one of us has 1 to 3 de novo variants, most of which don't cause any symptoms again. However, de novo variants are a frequent cause for neurodevelopmental disorders or epilepsy in children and certain genes, such as SNAP25. The risk for further children of the same parents to have the same disease or variant is really low, so less than 1%, because the variant arose by chance. And what happens if this de novo variant is in SNAP25? SNAP25 is the gene that contains the construction plan for a protein that is very important for brain function. So here on the left you can see SNAP25 the gene, written in capital letters and in italics. And on the right you can see SNAP25 the protein, as it is expressed in the brain, written only in capital letters. And here in the middle you can see how some scientists refer to SNAP25 who study this gene in mice. So it's now written in small letters. So now we are going to take a closer look at what function SNAP25 fulfills in the brain. So this is a neuron. The brain contains millions of neurons, and the functions of the brain are dependent on signal transference between those neurons. SNAP25 is located over here, and here you can see how a signal is transferred in a neuron. Zooming in on the part where SNAP25 is located, we see a synapse. Synapses make sure that neurons can communicate with each other. There are up to a quadrillion synaptic connections in the brain. Variants in SNAP25 probably impair the communication between neurons, but further research is necessary. Here you can see a picture of SNAP25 we use in the manuscript. The grey area shows all of the proteins SNAP25 encodes for, consisting of 206 amino acids. The yellow and green area are 2 functional domains of the protein that are important for the interaction with other proteins and the function of SNAP25. The variants of affected individuals are rather located in these important regions. Variants of a reference population, so individuals without epilepsy or cognitive impairment, are rather located outside of these domains at the beginning of the protein or in between of these functional domains. What did we in Leipzig do? So we contacted researchers and clinicians from all over the world and asked them if they knew of patients who had variants in SNAP25. In the end, we found more than 20 families with children who had de novo variants in SNAP25. We also gathered as much information as possible over the course of 2 years. And in the end, we wrote a manuscript on our findings, a first comprehensive description of SNAP25 developmental and epileptic encephalopathy. So what does SNAP25 developmental and epileptic encephalopathy mean? So SNAP25-DEE. It means that children who have de novo variants in SNAP25 often show similar symptoms. Most children have an early onset of epilepsy, mostly before age 2 years and ranging from the first days of life to 12 years. Children also have variable cognitive impairment, ranging between mild to profound. Many children also present with movement disorders, such as ataxia, tremor, dystonia, or muscle weakness. Some children show further symptoms, such as vision problems or loss of brain volume. How common is SNAP25 developmental and epileptic encephalopathy? Recent studies estimate that about 1 in 100,000 children has a de novo variant in SNAP25. But there are some things to consider. So, not every de novo variant has consequences for the child. If the variant is located outside of these important functional regions, or also seen in a reference population, it may not cause any symptoms. In contrast, some variants cause defects that are so severe that they are not compatible with life. In the end, SNAP25-DEE is a very rare disorder that only affects a small number of individuals worldwide. What does neuropathy mean? There are further genes that encode for proteins that interact with SNAP25. They are also necessary to transfer information in the brain. In some, this protein complex is called SNARE complex, and SNAP25 is part of the SNARE complex. Variants in some of these genes cause similar symptoms compared to variants in SNAP25, comprising epilepsy, cognitive impairment, and movement disorders. Examples are STXBP1, WAM2, or STX1B. Grouping helps us to understand these related disorders and possibly find treatment options. So, in summary, what we do and do not know yet. De novo variants in SNAP25 can cause epilepsy, cognitive impairment, and movement disorders. Different variants in SNAP25 cause different symptoms that vary between affected individuals. Some individuals are more severely affected than others. We don't know yet how exactly variants in SNAP25 change brain function and cause different symptoms. This must be proven with further research, for example with cell models or animal models. We unfortunately don't know if there are any special treatment options. We also don't know what further symptoms affected individuals may have, because this cohort only comprised 20 individuals.